here we are, and welcome back for the Saints Week 3 game review. And we end up losing 18-17 in a game. In the second half, we just disappeared. You know, with a certain player getting injured, our offense disappeared. Defense was on there way too long in the second half. And Packers just, once they started scoring, they started having the good possessions, and they just kept scoring. We kept getting back to them. 17-0 at halftime, I'm pretty sure it was. And then once Derek Carr went down, got injured, it just went all down here. They scored all 18 points in the fourth quarter because offense just couldn't go anywhere. James Winston did have to come in. I mean, I don't mind Winston at all, but I know we can do better than that. Or at least get some points, get our defense a break, because that second half was crazy. I feel like every time I tune in the game, the Packers had the ball. We just wouldn't run any time off the clock. Even when it was 17-11 with like 6 minutes left, we had a possible way of just milking down the clock. We ended up having the ball for a minute and 35, getting right back to them. They drove down the field, and then that groupie, the wrong time to be missing a field goal, man. But it's a rookie. It happens. Don't like to see it, but it's just 17-0. I have a Packers friend who's a Packers fan, and I was like, man, 17-0, but just you wait, it's gonna be 17-17 before you know it. And in the fourth quarter, 18-17, and of course he texted me back, and by that time I was kind of mad. Offense, Derek Carr 13-18, 103 touchdown. First half, offense did okay. We did have that punt return by Rashid Shaheed, who didn't have any receiving yards. Just crazy. Olave and Michael Thomas had the most receiving yards, but we didn't get Rashid Shaheed involved in the passing game at all. 76-yard punt return made 14-0. We had the momentum, and then we just kind of let it go. Sad to see that Carr went down. It doesn't look too bad of an injury. It's gonna be like a game-to-game thing. I don't think week 4 he might not play, so we're gonna have to get James Winston ready, get some plays down. Call me crazy or overreacting. I think we need to look into getting a better offensive coordinator, because Pete Carmichael, ever since he's been here, we just haven't been able to do anything on offense. We shouldn't be stuck in the mud like this. I think we've scored over 20 points in I don't know how many games, but I just miss Sean Payton and his play calling. But Pete Carmichael, I don't know what he's doing. This can't be the only reason our offense is bad, because Kamara isn't here. Maybe it'll get better next week. I keep saying that, but it's just, man, even Jordan Love didn't have a particularly good game. He was 50% on passing, 22-44, 259, touchdown, and a pick. I think most of his stats were at the fourth quarter. They didn't run the ball really well. Receiving rise, they had a couple people, almost 50 yards. 87 had a good catch. Dobbs with a lot more. It was just, you'd like the defense to not kind of give up that many points, but the offense was not helping them out at all. It's just, we ended up going down the field, trying to get a field goal to go ahead. Even then, if we made it, I would have been worried, because the Packers were moving the ball. The whole game, they were moving the ball pretty well. They just had some penalties for them. They had a lot of penalties, 11 penalties for a lot of yards. That was really the killer for them in the first half. We didn't tackle particularly well. When I was watching, we just kept missing tackles. A few times where Jordan Love could have been sacked when he wasn't. We didn't get that much pressure. I didn't see that much pressure. They were pressuring us for sure. That Derek Carr injury, he could just hold them off for way too long. I ended up getting slummed down. You gotta go with that ball, man. Our offensive line isn't gonna hold up, so sucks to see that. It's a Saints fan. You just gotta know that happens. We can't keep leads really well. Even last week against Carolina, we had the lead and they were kind of coming back, but we just can't keep a lead. It sucks. We did have one red zone opportunity. We could score a touchdown. We didn't. We ended up kicking field goal that day, kind of kill us. Could have been 21-0 at half. That would have been big. We did have Jimmy Graham did have a touchdown. Saw that. That was good to see him back in action. Then they just ended up scoring. Gained us pretty much every total stats: yards, passing yards, rushing yards, yards per play. We had a turnover. I don't think we had really good. What was the third down efficiency? We were 4 for 14. They were 8 of 18. So we weren't really that good. They were 1 of 3 for and fourth downs. They had 11 more. We had oh yes, we allowed 4 sacks. We sacked them once. 7 punts. We actually had more penalty yards than they did, which is crazy. No, congrats to the backers. They fought back. They didn't give up. 17-0. They trusted their young quarterback, and he led them back. So let's try and fix up our game plan. Coming against Tampa Bay. Everyone else did lose. Tampa Bay does play tonight against Philadelphia. I feel like Philadelphia can handle that pretty easily. But, every time we end up losing, the other division opponents keep losing. So we can't feel that bad. 2-1. I just can't say he's 2-1. But, you would like the 17-0 lead, and then you would like to come in the second half and keep that energy, keep putting the pressure. Like Miami. You see Miami's game? 35-13.5. They came back. They doubled the score. 70 points, which is crazy. I don't think we've ever seen a 70-point game. The most points scored in, past decade. I know the Saints scored 62 against the Colts one time, but 70 points was crazy. Every time I looked at the game, Miami had a long touchdown. It sucks to see Sean Payton and his team get blown out like that. But, it's crazy. Miami might be the team to beat. The offense is definitely top notch. The defense is pretty good too. Anyway, I'm off topic. What else can we talk about here? Running the ball, 34 yards. Kendrick Miller, he was here. He's back. Jamal Williams is the one with the Lions, right? He came back. But James Winston 10 of 16, 1-on-1. Most of that yards was probably on that last drive that we ended up missing a field goal on. Pecan Michael, you gotta figure out some better play calls and get more people involved. We can't have Rashid not have any touches. I don't think Taysom Hill had any touches as well. You can't 4 for 12, a little bit, but they kind of just gave up on him. Ron Johnson, we haven't seen him much. I'd like to use him in the red zone. Big targets, Johnson. Get Graham in there. I know we got Graham in there. They ended up spelling his name around here on the thing. Just Jamean Graham. It's Jimmy Graham, dude. Alright, well, Packers 2-1. Saints 2-1. We got Tampa Bay next. Hopefully they'll be losing. We got Kamara get back next week. We're probably going to have James Winston playing. So, sucks to see this week. Could have been 3-0. We just couldn't hold the lead, as usual. But, I still got high hopes. The defense is still top notch. Still led under 20 points, which is good. So we'll be back next week. We have a 10 o'clock game Sunday, which is good. So I will see you guys on that.